Oh, hi there. Thought you were a bit farther away. I'm all glowy. Oh, this poor mage. Oh. I just don't like the idea of necromancy anyways. So I wouldn't even do a necromancer unless I was being a total douche nugget character. That was a rock. Ow! That was rude. Oh, god damn you. Come here. How do you like that? Ow! Excuse you. Oh, whoops. Dang it. Really? More? Really? Okay, okay. Wait. Whoops. I'm just bouncing off. Ooh, that was disgusting. Whoops. Oh, these damn shield dudes. Stop blocking my attacks. No. Just die already, dude. Jesus.
We must have done enough to draw the attention of the clerics by now. Shouldn't we meet with them?
Solus, calm yourself. We are in no hurry. Not at this time, anyways. There it is. Ouch. See what this has to say. Be another one of those Tyrda's things, huh? Yep. Saga of Tyrda Brightaxe of our mother. 5th stanza. Tyrda Brightaxe, bold and bloodied, took her tribe from placid plains. Tribes with blades by farming blunted, chased and fought their parting pains. To the mountains shorn of shelter, snow-slicked peaks gave wind its bite. Found a cave to save her tribe, but dragonfire lit the night. Beast no blade could break came roaring. Mountains slipped their winter gown. Tyrda shouts to leaf-eared lover, "You I choose above a crown." Lightning split the spitting rains, sundered over prideful heights. Dragon fell in rubble down, crashed and crushed in earth's mad shaking. Everything else pretty much rhymed. Okay, whatever. Ridiculous. What am I doing? Whoops, that's not what I'm doing. I'm so used to these other thingies. The rift. I'll have to go to, what's it called? The war table.
I believe we are nearing the upper stage.
Well, that's a close up. That poor Templar. Go. Oh, that is a lot of them. Whoops. Oh god, she's gonna set this thing off. Bzz, bzz. You really still want that, dude?
The King's Road should be safer, at least for the time being.
But we still have those Templars to worry about, though.
Those darned Templars. Whoops. I cannot speak today. Apparently. Thank you. And onyx, yep. Loot everything. Another thing. Oh. Big nasty chest just sitting here for the taking. I have some new things. Wrath of Lovius. Ooh. Quite a bit of stuff there. I think I am going to have Solus equip it. That way it will be nice and even with our strength. Low health. All right. Let's go ahead and fast travel to here. Is that a ram? Ram, isn't it? Sha! Give me your meat. Feed these poor refugees. Oh, you weren't dead yet. Whoops. Oh, it's Fennec. Whoops. Whoa. Haha. Haha. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh god! No! How'd that not hurt me? Amazing. Alanhad's Foothold. Oh, that was that place I told you guys I was gonna have to go back to. Click, click. Oops. I missed that elf fruit. How could I miss elf fruit? ram meat. Om nom nom. There it is. I didn't know where it got off to. Breakstone. Ugh. Cave up here. How did I miss that cave? Bird. Big, angry looking bird.
You know, not every dwarf likes caves.
I'm sorry, Varric. I know you don't like caves. He doesn't like going underground. He doesn't like doing anything having to do with darkness.
This must be one of the supply caches Recruit Whittle wished us to find.
Sounds about right. A letter found on a dead dwarf. I need you to check a cave up in the hills off the path between Redcliffe and Haven. If you can get past the mages and Templars, it's worth it. Purest vein I've seen so close to the surface. Yeah, he's a little dead. Got 4 swords shoved in him. Aches. Now that's the way to go.
Shouldn't we travel to Val Royeaux now, Seeker? The breach isn't going to close itself.
Solus,
Indeed. The sooner we obtain help for the breach, the better.
be quiet. A letter found on a noblewoman's corpse. My Lady Valina, I know you're frightened, but the light in the sky shouldn't scare you. It's the eye of the Maker, finally coming back to take the faithful to the Golden City. Leave your father's servants and come up into the hills, away from the pointless fighting between the Templars and mages. Let me introduce you to Speaker Anise. Anise? She'll explain everything and we'll be together and happy, waiting for everything to be right in the world. Your love, Lord Barrand. Aw, how cute. So sweet. Dwarfson's Pass. Another ram. Just angry Templars. Yay, I got all the ram's meat. Uh-oh.
One down.
Oh, there it is. Big huge butthead. Oh, you don't have to spell either. Dang it. That doesn't help me at all. Catch on fire. Doing a lot of exploring. Okay, you don't need to keep fighting. I let go of the button like a minute ago. Oh, that's lightning. There we go. Ash Warrior's Refuge. Ooh, level up. Shadow Essence. Give me your stuff. Boom.
More supplies for Recruit Whittle.
What else is here? Yucky, nasty red lyrium.
And the would-be miner, I believe.
I'm not supposed to touch stuff, but I can hop all over it and still be fine. Alright. At least in a Dragon Age 2, you were shoved away from things you weren't supposed to be jumping on. Drakestone. Stone can do some interesting things. Us. What if let's do that. And that way for my wonderful character, I can do that. Not much, but every little difference helps. Most of the time. Give you some dexterity. Dum dum. No good, no good. Think I'm going to go back to the war table right quick. Whoops.
We could make camp here.
I didn't know I was gonna stumble across this.
Nothing to report, sir.
Nothing to report, sir. Thank you. Knew I was supposed to see somebody.
Excuse me, have you seen another Inquisition scout? Elven woman, answers to writs.
You said your friend hasn't reported back.
Well, she was supposed to be checking on some apostates. I'm on duty here, or I'd go look for her.
I'll talk to you later.
I kind of like how you just kind of say, bye. But you don't really say, yeah, I'll go look for her for you. It's like, whatever. Later. Da di da di da di da di da. Bzz, bzz. Close this puppy. I've got level ups. Whoops. That might be good. Let's go ahead and do that then. Peaceful aura. They're less likely to attack me. Definitely a bit better. Do this one right here. Thing for Solus. Us mages have to stay quiet and in the back so we don't get attacked.
Templar bastards killed my husband and stole the ring from his finger. They deserve to die.
You're saying the Templars attacked your husband?
Aye. He was digging out a stump. The fools couldn't tell a shovel from a mage's staff. Had to be safe, they said. Rebels everywhere attacking by surprise, sick bastards. They took the ring I gave him on our wedding day in case it was magic.
Farewell.
Well, that's just rude of you, Amelia. So close to it. Hope. Oh no, it's right here. Yeah.
More supplies for Recruit Whittle.
The lamb. We're going to go back to Haven. Yeah. Solus. Excuse me, sorry. She's just saying forever. What you doing?
As there is but one world, one life, one death, there is but one God, and He is our Maker. A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
A learned child.
You built for them the golden city, the center of all creation. And for a time you dwelled among them, watched over them, as a gardener watches
There's something over here. Not quite here, but over to the left more. I don't feel like talking to Cassandra quite yet.
It is the whisper
Lots of elf fruit out here. It's great. Especially since I need it. I need it.
I should look around.
Ooh, we got some fancy pants and stuff going on here. Oh, it's just iron. Not important. Boom. I got them. I have the notes. Whoops. Oh, fruit. Nom nom nom. Let's go talk to Cassandra now. See what she has to say to me. Ah, yes. Look at that. But no, I'm not gonna go after Cassandra.
I think you need practice dummies made of sturdier stuff.
That would be nice.
Like maybe iron.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What do you believe?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to
Get
happen
into
now?
some next level shit
Now,
here.
we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Can't say I'm not grateful to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know. I'm curious. Do you even believe in the Maker?
Yeah.
I believe he exists.
That's comforting. Surely the Maker put us both on this path for a reason. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
I feel like that too. I believe he exists.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
The Circle of Magi at Ostwick. At least until the rebellion began.
Yes, I suppose that would have required you to stay on the move. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
Home is
That's how I feel now, after years of tending to business for the Divine.
Tell me about
I'd like to
yourself.
know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
No motivation beyond making things between us less.
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
You worked for the Divine.
To the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
Oh.
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended...
That sounded
the
vaguely
divine
like a
beyond
threat,
the
Cassandra.
We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
You're Navarran royalty.
Royal family.
The Pentaghasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentaghasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
So not on very good terms with your family then?
I do not visit, if that's what you mean. The Pentaghasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Do I ask? Do I try to ask?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
About your parents.
What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortale Tarsi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a mortale Tarsi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortale Tarsi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the Grand Necropolis. Nevarans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So, what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize
Oh,
myself within it.
still playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Still streaming. Oh, that's how stories work.
What happens with stories that become legends?
I am not a legend, nor was I then. I was a young woman barely out of training. To hear others tell it, I alone saved divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral.
I don't know. I only went through
Rather
the first little bit.
impressive
I
for such a young
didn't continue on to see what it was.
And the truth is?
I
Seems like it's a
stumbled upon
team
conspiracy to kill
fighting kind of deal.
A Templar Knight Commander was
But
on top.
I'd have
And
to
there was
play
a
more
dragon battle
or
at the Grand Cathedral. But I
look
had
it up.
help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened
what
to the
became of the
that helped you?
mages?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and most holy gratitude. Many of them died at the conflict.
An impressive tale. I can see why people enjoy telling it.
Just wait till they start telling stories about you.
And it'll be all Varric's fault.
I'll let you get back to work.
Varric and his storytelling. Spinning crazy stories.
Why not? Because we're Templars.
What does that even mean anymore? That we splinter and fight amongst ourselves instead of protecting the mages?
Better that than stay here with this Inquisition.
You're awfully quick to dismiss the people who saved your life, Martin.
Yeah, I'm right here. Hello. Road.
You're the one they're calling the Herald.
It rather rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
No. You are a mage, and magic was meant to serve man, not rule him. Yet here you are, testing that core tenet of the Chantry. I did not join the Order to adjust my faith so easily, but I appreciate what the Inquisition is trying to do, and your role in it. Though you may find not many Templars do. We're a distrustful lot by nature.
I'd like your take on the Templar Order.
It's a shadow of what it was. Where once we both protected all people from the dangers of magic, we now posture and grab at power. One day, I hope the circles are again sanctuaries where mages can practice their craft.
You're not going to rejoin the Order?
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
Do you have any idea what caused the explosion?
No, I'm just a recruit. Belief and faith doesn't get you closer to the important meetings. Though that distance did save my life.
How did you come to be a Templar?
It seemed the right thing to do. My family are tradesfolk in Denerim. I could have become a cobbler like my father, but this seemed better. It's a chance to uphold the Chantry's laws and help the mages through a troubled time.
Not every Templar
Quite
feels
alright.
that way.
I know, power can corrupt. It's a delicate balance. One
She's
person
one of the
trying
few
to
good Templars. I like her.
You should keep that in mind, Harold.
I will talk to you later.
Walk in the Maker's grace.
You're a naughty Templar.
Still got demons pouring out of the rivers.
Oh dear lord.
Child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the
Need something?
questions about Hawk. Do I want to ask? I kind of want to see just what he says.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Where are the rest of Hawke's associates now?
Merrill decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's little brother was off on some warden business near the Anderfell's border last I knew. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Probably.
Need something?
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. You made
No way
up.
Hawke really could have killed the Arashok. It would have started a war with the Kunari.
I was told later that the Kunari disavowed his actions. Apparently, the Arashok didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
Fun.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
Whoa.
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
I want to know,
Carry on.
where's Anders?
Need something?
Talk to you later. But Anders was my love interest in Dragon Age 2, so
Oh, Maker, you're here.
how salacious.
You were sent to show us we were wrong to be afraid of you. I have always respected magic.
I can't sometimes with you.
I mean, I'm Flissa. Can I get you a drink?
It's all right, Flissa. I won't do anything frightening.
If you wanted to close the breach, I wouldn't mind. As I said, I'm Flissa. The Inquisition soldiers needed a place to unwind, so Leliana brought me in to set up a tavern. Nothing fancy, but it's safer for the soldiers than looking for trouble in some village.
You said Leliana asked you to run an Inquisition tavern. How did you meet?
Dumb luck, mainly. I managed an inn back in Denerim. When I heard interesting gossip, I passed word to Leliana.
Denerim.
Helpful. She asked if I wanted to own my own tavern, and I said yes. I didn't realize she meant this.
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrit. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Beasts and things. Latest.
Goodbye.
Are we going to have new verses in the Chant of Light now for the Herald of Andraste, telling what she did?
Closing the breach is our primary goal. But I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
Uh-huh. It'll turn up
Anything with
sometime.
That kind of power is bound to show up sooner or later.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
Deliberately.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Ooh.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade. But according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature.
It sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality, where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful, and the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
Tell me about demons.
Your circle says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Aww. Poor doggy.
You're back. And in one piece.
Here you go.
Master Pagan was working.
Papers.
If it helps, I found his notes.
The old codger was on the edge of a breakthrough here, but he couldn't see it. You want some of these mixed up, you just give the word.
Farewell.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There you go. No Dawn Lotus, though. No Black Lotus, so I can't do anything. Dang it! Can I go through other people or just me? Just me right now. Oh no, wait. Yeah, other people. Woohoo! Solus. Some lyrium potion. That's all for right now. Wait a second. Oh my god. They hopped in, little bitch. Alright. Oh, I hear fighting. I mean, get in a fight. Here we go.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mage!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
That's right, Colin. You tell him.
What does that mean exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Colin.
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them
Shut
back
up, old
to
man.
order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
So far, you're the only one who's insisted we can't work together.
We might, if your Inquisition would recognize the Chantry's authority.
There is no authority until another Divine is chosen.
In due time, Andraste will be our guide, not some dazed wanderer on a mountainside.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. There we go.
Remind me why you're allowing the Chancellor to stay.
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
The Mages and Templars are fighting, even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new Divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
We'll be happy to use someone as a scapegoat.
Nobody cares about
Tell him,
the truth?
Colin.
We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
How widespread is the violence between Mages and Templars?
Everywhere.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between Mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
Good luck.
Don't let anyone riot while we're gone.
The walls will be standing when you return, I hope.
No, no, no. There is no hope. Only try. Don't you? Murder, murder.
How can you be so confident everything we believe called into question?
Yeah, yeah. That one. Uh-huh. Oh, what? Hey! Brr. Well, that was rude.
Too many wounded, and not enough men.
The Fade. How long is this? Pretty long. Do you want me to read it, guys? Ah. You're not watching me, though. I don't think so. Fine, fine. I will read it. The Fade. Humankind. For so long as men have dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, sometimes catching a glimpse of the city at its heart, always as close as our own thoughts, but impossibly separated from our world. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map. Oh god, I lost my place. an effort to map the terrain of the Fade, an ultimately futile endeavor. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fade is in constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the disparate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords, as well as cataloging a few hundred types of spirits before they were forced to abandon the project. The relationship of dreamers to the Fade is complex. Even when entering the Fade through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. Spirits who dwell there, however, can. And as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. They create what they see through their sleeping visitors, building elaborate copies of our cities, people, and events, which, like the reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack context or life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals, and build their realms with no other ambition than to taste life. Ooh.
Researcher Minave wishes to verify that the infection...
Nice.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis Durelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House Durelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Pentagast that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
Yeah, it was hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
That's what I thought. Don't die.
Do the Durelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so
Dude.
strong as he presents it.
Getting those
Despite
rads.
Ferelden relations, the Durelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must contend with.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask, what brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Sister Liliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years,
Feelings.
I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
I'm glad for your help. I have a feeling the Inquisition's going to need it.
I do believe you are correct. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
We can use that.
The children of Andraste. There are many misconceptions regarding Andraste's bloodline. This is due, I should think, to a general lack of knowledge regarding Andraste's mortal life. Understandable considering the many cults that arose following her death. Everyone sought to claim Our Lady for their own culture or claim some aspect of her existence was a lie. All of them complete fabrications. My order has done considerable research to ascertain the truth. We all know Andraste and the betrayer raised 5 children. The eldest 3 were sons, Isarath, Evrion, and Verald. The rule of what was once southern Tevinter was split among them. Isarath was given the west, which is today Orlais. Evrion was given the east, which is today the Free Marches. Verald was given the central Planocene, what is today Navarra. What became of these men and their legacies is stuff of legend, and the majority of claimants to Andraste's bloodline link back to one of them. None of the 3 sons, however, were born of Andraste. They were born of the betrayer's concubine, Gillivan. How salacious. People choose to overlook the fact that Andraste came from the Alamari tribesmen and that they were barbarians, not the Ferelden's we know today. They were savage warriors who took concubines in addition to their wives, and because Andraste was thought to be too weak to bear children, the betrayer took Gillivan to provide him heirs, which she did. After her death, the sons were raised as Andraste's own. Later in life, Andraste proved predictions wrong and had 2 daughters by the betrayer, Ebris and Vivial. They were kept out of the public eye and not permitted to marry, though both had consorts. Ebris had but 1 child. They had people to do the dirty, but they weren't allowed to marry. Ali Vimar, who perished on a voyage to Denerim less than a month after her mother fell to plague and without children of her own. The younger daughter, Vivial, was more controversial. A strong-headed woman who defied her family by falling in love with a mage of Tevinter, Regulon. Vivial and Regulon went into self-imposed exile as the Exalted March began, and into hiding following Andraste's betrayal and murder. What became of Vivial and her descendants is largely unknown for one primary reason. She had only daughters. Each of these daughters only had daughters. They married into other families and took other names, and in the chaos of the Second Blight, all traces of survivors were lost. Andraste's true bloodline, if it exists, lies solely in the descendants of Vivial, and the suspicion of my order is that it produces only daughters. Thus, the claims of your young man, sir, are highly suspect. From a letter by Sister Galena of the Augustan Order, Dragon 912. Ooh.
If you find anything, please bring it in.
She got you, dude.
The lights in the shadow.
The lights in the shadow.
Is
Oh, why did I go and look at another book? Dang it. Dang it. Give me just a second. My eyes are crossing from reading. The Maker. There was no word for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence. Then the voice of the Maker rang out, the first word, and his word became all that might be. Dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities, and from it made his firstborn. And he said to them, in my image I forge you. To you I give dominion over all that exists. By your will may all things be done. Then in the center of heaven he called forth a city with towers of gold, streets with music for cobblestones, and banners which flew without wind. There he dwelt, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. The children of the Maker gathered before his golden throne and sang hymns of praise unending, but their songs were the songs of the cobblestones. They shone with the golden light reflected from the Maker's throne. They held forth the banners that flew on their own. And the voice of the Maker shook the fade, saying, in my image I have wrought my firstborn. You have been given dominion over all that exists. By your will all things are done, yet you do nothing. The realm I have given you is formless, ever-changing. And he knew he had wrought amiss. So the Maker turned from his firstborn and took from the fade a measure of its living flesh, and placed it apart from the spirits, and spoke to it, saying, here I decree opposition in all things, for earth, sky, for winter, summer, for darkness, light. By my will alone is balance sundered and the world given new life. And no longer was it formless, ever-changing, but held fast, immutable. With words for heaven and for earth, sea and sky, at last did the Maker from the living world make men, immutable as the substance of the earth, with souls made of dream and idea, hope and fear, endless possibilities. Then the Maker said, to you, my second-born, I grant this gift. In your heart shall burn an unquenchable flame, all-consuming and never satisfied. From the fade I crafted you, and to the fade you shall return, each night in dreams that you may always remember me. Then the Maker sealed the gates of the golden city, and there he dwelled, waiting to see the wonders his children would create. No, that was a mouthful.
Come to me, child, and I shall.
But yay, operations! Now the real fun begins. Underworld knowledge. I think I want. Sorry, guys. Oof. Excuse me. Let's do this one. I like magic talk. Let's see what I can do over here. The Black Emporium. Yes. Let us do it. No, not yet. Maybe in a bit. Hard in Hightown 3. Varric's Revenge. Ruffles. His friends always have the silliest names. Who calls somebody Ruffles? Even as a nickname. I need a favor. Actually, let's call it a loan, since I'll pay it back. I got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Hard and Hightown 3, the punishing, appeared in print from an Antivan printer a couple weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I had my contacts in the Merchants Guild look for the author a couple years back. The best I could find out, after spending a couple hundred gold, was that Peril Bellenforth is a pen name. I could have told them that for free. You've got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find out more than the guilds. I can go with either Josephine or Leliana. Josephine has friends in the Antivan city to look into this matter. She supposes. And Leliana thinks that it might be the crows might have something to do with it. God, what happened? Oh, shit. Jesus, what just happened? I think I know where you are. Now, I am going to go ahead and go with Liliana's route because the crows have irritated me on more than one occasion. I would love for Liliana to interrogate them. Deal with the relatives of the Trevellians. Letter from an Inquisition diplomat to Ambassador Montillier. Dear Lady Montillier, it is true. Distant relations of the House Trevelyan are claiming close friendship with the Herald of Andraste. A boast to one matter, but the boundaries of tact and decency appear to be invisible to these mountebanks. During a ball in the South Quarter, I witnessed a cousin 5 times removed from Lady Trevelyan threaten to have the Inquisition fight his rival. He quickly left the party after I made my connection with the Inquisition clear, but the problem stands. We must deal with the Harold's relatives taking her name in vain. Now, I can go with Josephine, Liliana, or Colin. Liliana, I'd have to wait the 12 minutes. But Colin's path was openly denouncing my relatives. Liliana's is to send a rumor of assassins to them. Woo. Go big or go home. Josephine wants to give them a reason to wait, to shut up. Give them favors. I'm going to go with Colin, because that sounds fun. I'm going to get in fights. I like getting in fights. I'm going to build these watchtowers. It's going to take an hour. Just great.
Let us begin.
Oh well. Quite alright. I don't want to go to Val Royeaux yet. Let me do some things here first. Let us just scout the storm coast real quick. Gonna meet some wardens. Gonna meet some Grey Wardens. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be fun. Sister Liliana. Lieutenant Harding led a small complement of soldiers to the storm-closed region to investigate reports of Grey Warden activity. She sent word that her party had established a camp near the shore, but we have received nothing further. At this time, the status of Harding and her mission remains unknown. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Well, we're not going to go over there yet. I'm going to walk away from this table for right now.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life, one death. There is but one...
Nothing? Okay. Whoa. That was strange.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood. To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
Easy.
You speak Frantraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game? How is this a game? Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust? Even if you didn't support the Divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could? So many innocent lives. The faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke? Don't ask me. I'm as baffled as you are.
Little eyebrow raise
Can only
there.
guess at what he wants. The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die. I'm sorry. Her death has clearly hit you hard. Not just me. All of us. She was the Divine. She led the faithful. She was their heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the Divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing. Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it. No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come, to work then. We will speak later.
Poor Liliana's been through so much shit.
Master Harry said that without more war, he won't be able to get Blade.
Wow. Sup?
Need something?
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me?
I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.